Time to start digging into the Mark 1 MX5.
So a couple weeks ago my partner crashed her beloved Mark 1 MX5, and up until this point we haven't even been able to touch the car because another car was involved, so it had to go through the insurance. Fortunately for us, we was able to buy the car back because it was deemed a category S write-off, which means it has structural damage but it can be repaired and put back on the road.
But we need to see what sort of damage is lying underneath. So in order to do that, we need to get all of the broken panels, like the bonnet, the wings, basically everything that we can see off the car so we can see what damage is lying underneath.
So in this video, we're trying to figure out if we can even repair this car or if it is way out of our league. First thing we need to do is strip the car apart, take off all the damaged parts so that we can have a good look at the full extent of the damage. By the end of this video, I will have the engine out of the car and we will be able to make a decision on what we are going to do.
So I reckon to start with, we need to get these out of the way so we can get to this and then cut across because that ain't coming out.
Starting off with the headlights. Now these had to come out the way so that we could actually get the bonnet off, and in true MX5 fashion, all of the bolts and screws holding on the top covers for the headlights were completely rusted on, so I had to drill them out.
Right, so I've managed to get the headlights out, which some parts of them are savable, but a lot of it is absolutely ruined, like that surround. This top cover, that's not savable, and of course this light, but all of that stuff which actually came off this side was okay, and luckily these brackets which actually hold the light and all that, they seem to be okay. I reckon they can be cleaned up and they might do someone a good turn. But now let's get this bonnet off and try and see what's actually going on underneath.
Next up was getting the bonnet off, and this wasn't an easy task because obviously the front end is completely caved in, so the bonnet release catch didn't work. We had to unbolt it from the back and we had to just try and bend it forward and try and cut it off.
Well, that was fun, getting that off. I had to cut it there and then I just had to hammer the hell out of that and it actually came off. We managed to bend it out and yeah, so that's the bonnet off. Loads more little bits and bobs, and we're currently just working on everything else that we can. Right, we got the bonnet off, and it is weird seeing the car like this. It really is. But obviously we've got to deal with this now so that we can start getting whatever this is out. Got this wing off, get this wing off. And yeah, it looks like the engine is actually okay, mostly, maybe. I don't know, I can't really tell just yet, but it looks alright from the top. See, if you put the camera here, the car looks fine, there's no damage. Until you zoom out like that. That wing is there, and that's just crumpled. That one, although it looks okay, it's not really savable. It's got a load of bend there. So, yeah. So we're getting somewhere with it. Well, now that this wing's off, we can see what's stopping the wheel from moving. It's this whole bit of stuff here, which I don't know how we're going to bend back out so that we can make the wheels straight. But yeah, I guess we'll just keep taking more and more stuff off and keep going.
From this point onwards, I was just having fun ripping random bits out of the engine bay. There was no plan, there was no strategy. It was just, if it's broken, get it out. No matter whether it's out nicely or whether it's out broken, whatever. But I was then shortly interrupted because we had to then take the hard top off so that we could actually test if it still fits. And you'll see later in the video, because I have my cousin come down in his Mark II MX5, where we test fit our hard top to make sure it's still straight and still fits as it should.
Now, believe it or not, we have got a lot further. As you can see, we've got most of this all out the way now. I'm starting to pull more and more bits out. We've got a massive pile building up, and we need to check that this hard top works.
I just want to take a quick moment to just say that although I'm having fun tearing this car apart, on the inside, on an emotional scale, this isn't really enjoyable. This wasn't the plan for the car. We had massive plans for the car, and the car was going to look amazing, and it's just unfortunate that this has happened. The crash couldn't have been avoided, and whether it is rebuildable or not, we currently don't know. We're still trying to make a decision and still trying to figure things out at this point. But hopefully by the end of the video I will have an answer. But I just wanted to say, like, drive safe.
And we can now actually test the hard top, because my cousin has very, very nicely come down in his Mark II so that we can actually test that this hardtop still fits, because if it doesn't, then we've got a bit of an issue.
So my cousin turned up, we put the hardtop on his Mark II MX5, and thankfully it fit absolutely beautifully. It is not bent, it's perfect.
Right, so we've got loads and loads of bits off. I'm still trying to work towards everything and get as much out as I can. And like I say, we've still got a big pile of stuff here, which is just forever getting bigger. And I'm thinking now I might have to just cut these off so I can get all this radiator and stuff out, because I can't really see any other way. Because sure, I can undo the bolts there, but I can't even get to them down that side. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. And the reason why I'm doing all this is because I want this out. I'm trying to get the engine out of the car because it works perfectly fine. So let's keep taking more stuff off.
For context, we're taking the engine out so that we can have a good look at what damage is hiding behind the engine. Apparently, if the firewall gets damaged on these cars, then it can be really, really fatal. So we want to make sure that there is no damage to the firewall, which is why we're taking the engine out.
Right, so we're now a few days later because weather, and I haven't really got much time today. But the plan for today is I want to get this manifold and the rest of the exhaust system off of the car. I think it'll make the job easier to actually get the engine out. Well, obviously it will, but get that off, and then I might even make a start on the intake as well, get that off. I know most people would probably just pull the engine out with all of those on it. However, it's looking like I'm going to have to handball this engine out.
Now the manifold is held on by a bunch of bolts, most of which you can get to with an impact gun, though it's not too bad. There's only one where you can't, and one which apparently makes your ratchet fall to pieces.
Right, now that the exhaust is out the way, I'm going to make a start on this. Starting off with getting the fuel rail out, and then it'll be the intake eventually.
And after about a half an hour struggle, the intake was off. It's actually a pretty easy job once you know what you're doing. But that's off, now we can continue.
Good morning. It's now a few days later because the weather has not been great, but today we have a lovely day. So, I want this engine out today. I've got to get rid of that. I think there's a couple more bits in here I've got to do, and then we should be ready to pull the engine. Let's crack on. Okay, that is out of there. I've taped it up just so that none of the liquid falls out. So now I think I've got to go underneath and disconnect the prop shaft so that we can start getting this out. Okay, that is the gearbox loose in there and underneath. So now we need to just try and pull this engine out, which I have a hoist for now, thankfully. However, I don't have a chain to put around the top of these two eyes. So I'm actually going to use a little trick that someone online, my friend John, thank you John, has taught me. And that's using these. Two pipes, two more pipes. So
are we going to have liquid flow? So keep going, keep going. Stop it there, over there, go on, pump it. What?
Oh, there's nothing connected, don't worry.
No.
That must be the gearbox.
Keep going. Right, the engine is out. Finally, the whole engine and transmission, which is not actually what I was expecting to be able to do. I thought I was going to have to unbolt it from the back and just take the engine out and then take that out separately, but I managed to do it all together. Now we have the engine out, we can have a good look at everything underneath. So yeah, this will be interesting. We've got prop shafts under there and the frame rail thing. So yeah, we're gonna have a good look, go around everything, and hopefully figure this out. It's so weird seeing it all in this state. However, I have found something, and it doesn't look good. To show you, I've got to go underneath. So what I'm trying to show you here is one hell of a kink in the chassis. Now, I'm no car expert, but it tells me that the chassis is most likely twisted, which means we will have to get this straightened if we rebuild it. But that raises another big issue. To straighten this out, it's going to cost thousands, and I do mean thousands. So I really don't know what our chances are of rebuilding this and having this straightened out. So it's not looking likely. I think it might be a bit too far out of my skill range. Maybe. I'm not sure. With the amount that it's going to cost me to straighten this car and rebuild it, I don't think it's going to be feasible. Now, me and my partner have discussed this as it is her car, and we've come to a conclusion. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Right, so engine's out, we've checked over everything, and the chassis is majorly twisted. Now, I personally think, and I know, that's going to cost us a lot of money. I mean, we're talking like thousands to fix that. Is it worth it? Probably not. Not for a car like this. Don't get me wrong, if it was like a Ferrari, then yeah, probably straighten it straight, easy. But it's yeah, I reckon this is the end for this car. Not for the engine, because that's all good, so I reckon I'll keep that. But as for the rest of the car, nah, I think this is the end. So this is the end of a car which both myself and my partner have absolutely adored. This car was my partner's dream car, and I mean, it's still, technically it is. The Mark 1 MX5, she's wanted one for years and she absolutely loves it. And we've had our ups and downs with this car. I've been angry at it, I've loved it, everything in between. It generally has been a great car. I mean, I never used to like MX5s until we got one. And honestly, I absolutely love it. But unfortunately, this is the end of the line for this MX5 and possibly MX5 content altogether. But I guess all I can say really is it has been one hell of a car and one hell of a journey. of course we bought another one.